Yes, I have telekinesis. What has two thumbs and recently learned how to properly light his videos? This guy. Chronicle. So Chronicle is a found footage movie, and pretty much for the past week, a bunch of articles have been coming out and saying, are there too many found footage movies? No, there are too many found footage horror movies. But if they're gonna do stuff like this in Project X, I say bring it on. Alright, so Chronicle's about these three guys that at a party one night find this blue gem thing underground and they all wind up with telekinesis. So where does the found footage aspect come in, you ask? One of the kids, the creepy looking one from the trailer, starts filming aspects of his life shortly before all this went down. And I totally bought why he carried the camera with him at all times, and it makes sense that it caught everything that it caught. And I liked how it alternated between cameras at times. Like at one point, a character's in a grocery store holding the camera, and it's going back and forth between his camera and like security footage. Like I thought that was cool, and they did it throughout. But basically, your three leads, they all develop along with their powers. And I liked how they balance each other out. Like one guy thinks to do something with his powers, and the others are like, "Whoa, that's a good idea. Let me try that." Like I like that. I like their interaction. Like they hung out, they joked around a lot, and they were there for each other when they needed to be, which is cool because the kid that holds the camera has a lot of baggage. But as you already know from the trailer, crap hits the fan at one point, and one guy goes a little off the deep end. Here's the thing, though. This was my one beef with the advertising, like mainly the voice dubbing within the trailers. There were two lines in the trailer that stood out to me. Like I don't know them word for word, but it was something like, "If you keep doing this, you'll know what we'll have to do." And the other one was, "I'm stronger than the both of you." And that kind of paints a picture in your head of how the climax will play out, which is why I hated how they started the third act. They did it for two reasons: to help streamline the plot, which it did, and to help a character make a certain transition, which again he did. But I thought the movie would have been better if it stuck to what it advertised in that sense. And what made it worse is that when those two lines actually came up during the third act, it was like the movie was giving me the finger, like same line, just one word changed. With that said, the climax, my gripes aside, was pretty awesome. Like if anything, see the movie for that. Chronicle is a good movie, and especially impressive on its low budget. It gives you characters that you care about, a decent plot, all presented in a nice format. What makes it better is that it came from a bunch of people you've never even heard of. It just took one or two turns that kind of made me enjoy it a little less, but it was nothing that ruined it for me. Good news for those of you who hated The Devil Inside. This movie does in fact have an ending and a resolution. Chronicle is worth seeing in theaters, and if you go, you'll probably like it more than I did. And if you like this review and you want to see more, please click the subscribe button right there, or there, and probably right there. Just click the button, please.